Hello, good people. It's Mbongeni again here. So today let's look at the pressure that is placed to matric students or pupils. As you can see here on our top slide, you need to do something for yourself. So as a matric pupil, naturally you are expected to move from matric to somewhere. So that is one of the pressure that is placed on the pupils. So you need to take note of that. You have to do something. So parents need to take cautions. It's good to have expectations, but it shouldn't be too much in such a way that the pupils will struggle with it. You have to decide whether you are going to work or study. You will have to, if you choose to study, is either part-time or full-time. You will also need to start to do your applications and pay the application fees. You will also need to know whether you will have to post the applications or you will have to do it online. If you are not conversant with IT, that can be a challenge. The acknowledgement of receipts, that's where some confusion sometimes start. Once they received your qualifications, they will normally send some things like to acknowledge. That doesn't mean now you are accepted, everything is well. It's just to say we have received your application, but there is nothing yet has commenced. The process will still start, and you will see as we proceed. As the time goes on, you will get to know whether you are accepted or rejected. If you are accepted, you will get an acceptance offer that you will need to sign that yes, I'm accepting what you are offering to me. Remember, sometimes you may find that you have applied for 2 courses, so then they will indicate which one they accept it to it or both of them, then you choose. Then sometimes you are, after that you may get admitted with a suspensive condition, which means that you are admitted provided you will do the following things. So you will need to either fail to comply or comply with those suspensive conditions. Sometimes they will say you need to pay a registration of this much, then on this date, then from there the process moves forward. Let's say you do not do that at that particular time, then you are automatically disqualified or rejected. Your space is given to somebody else. So once you get that admission with suspensive condition, doesn't mean everything is sorted. The process still proceeds. Let's move to another part. Then once you comply with the conditions, then you are formally admitted. Then another thing that most people believe, that if applications are open early, let's say June, the closing date is November, the sooner you apply, that make you to be on top, to be the first to be considered. It normally doesn't work like that, although there is a value in applying early, but we will see as we proceed that is normally not a first things to determine the acceptance. It will normally be a point system, who's got the highest points. So, and then all of the pupils, they will normally meet the basic requirements, like they have a bachelor endorsement from Matric. You do have, and many other people do have, but the space at the university is limited. Not everybody will be accepted. That's where the weight of how heavy your points are, then will assist there during the point system. So the first come first save doesn't normally apply as an instant consideration, and the determinant at that time is a cut-off date. Then the first come first save may also help at a later stage. And then representation or representatives in that particular cause, you may find that yes, as South Africa we are going through the stage of transformation, they may need girls of this number, people of this race, this much, all those things will then, you may have a higher point, but you may find that on that group of your race, you were at the back, but you were higher when compared to the other race groups. So that is a factor. And remember, South Africa is also still going through the process of transformation. Other races also had the unfair advantage at some stage. So that is a topic for another day. So the government is redressing that issue. So the gender, you may find that it's also a consideration. You have done better to let's say to this race or to this girl, but now the fact that they need more girls, so this girl will have to skip and come to the front. Hype about the bachelor, I think I've alluded to that. Most people believe that if you have a bachelor, you are automatically accepted in your space or in your community. You may think, oh, I've done the best. You may find that when compared to other students from other matric high schools, you were far lower in terms of the weights of your points. So you may even not be accepted at the university, although you have a bachelor endorsement. The walk-ins, you need to know whether it's accepted or not. And most of the people which I've seen who do these walk-ins are those who receive that acknowledgement. They thought it shows that they are accepted. It's just that they forgot to call them, of which is not the case. So parents also need to take note of that. That acknowledgement letter doesn't really mean anything. Bogus institution, because of the expectation that you must stand up and go do something, they end up in a bogus institution. These are institutions that are illegitimate, that are not registered with the Department of Higher Education. The NSFAS and the contingency plan, you will also need to provide for that as well. Bogus courses, you may find that the institution, yes, indeed is registered, but is not registered to provide for this specific course. So they have other legal causes and other illegal causes. Yourself, you end up enrolling for the illegal one. After all, you end up with a dishonored qualification. Relocation and settlement, you also need to think about that and make provisions for that as well. In some places, you may find that you will stay off campus. It's very much important to know even basic things about other amenities there, the transport, the crime, and things like that that may also affect you when you stay there. You may stay in the places where there's a high rate of crime, and you are now having a problem. You paid deposit and all those things. And then the incidental costs, yes, I've covered that. You need to foresee other costs that you may not have thought of. So the tips, do well in matric to gain high points. Take higher grades at school. I know some teachers do, in order to promote the status of their school, encourage students to take courses in lower grades. So as a parent or as a student, just think about that. The teacher is also concerned about those who are there, the short-term gain at your expense. So you really need to think about that. High-performing schools, yes, oh, that one. I don't know how can I emphasize this one. You know, some families or parents, like from other countries, mainly in African countries, when their children are doing or 3 years before matric, they bring them in South Africa and enroll them in these high-performing schools that normally score 100%, 98%. Most of them are private high schools, so that they will just gain high points there and then stand good chances to be admitted. Just think about that as a parent. I know parents, they will believe that how if he's studying hard and so forth, having a good teacher, having access to proper resources and also other wellness supports can go a long way. So just think about that. Just think about that. You may pay a lot of money to those schools, but remember, normally matric is a once-off thing. It may never happen again. Or even if it happen again, but the thing is that you need your child to gain the maximum points so that he's going to achieve his or her dreams. Or if you watch this video as a matric student yourself, just think about that. Really think about that. I will post some of the best performing schools that I don't know what kind of a child who can not get at least a bachelor there, given their history. So we'll look into that. Don't just take things for granted. Is the future of your child. This one, qualifications in high demand. You need to know which qualification your child want to take, or as a student, matric student, you want to take in future, and then start to work hard, because some of those qualifications that are in demand, the point system also is very high. The requirements for the points there, and don't settle for less. Yes, that is very, very important. Is the fact that you are coming from matric. Other people don't care. If they have to rip you off, they'll have to rip you off and take your money and destroy your future. Don't settle for less. I know if you go to some universities, I think that is the next point. Don't be lured into unwanted causes. Just because you are there, you have this sorry for going back home, not studying. Now you have to take a course that even yourself you don't know when you finish, where are you going to work. So just think about that. This is about your future. And also, some parents are not that educated in such a way that they will understand these things. So you, as a matric student or a pupil, just think about it. So I hope this information is going to assist you. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button below. See you again. I will provide something with regard to the best performing schools that you may need to consider.